Alrighty then. Get a sound check and then we'll be on our way. Hello, Anthony. Hello, Joe. All right, Lynn, welcome back. I take it my sound is okay, guys? Yes, no, maybe so? Great, thanks, John. Appreciate that. Cool beans. Yeah, we're running two of the same trains we ran last week, simply because I got the lift out section out for the holidays, and I'll put it back in probably next week so I can run more trains. Hello, Almar. Welcome. Ooh, I know what I need. I need fans. It's hot out here today. It's supposed to be up in the 80s. I know. I'm rubbing it in. At Christmas morning, it was down 34 degrees here, so. I got one little spot back here that's giving me fits. Fits. And there's Mr. C&EI John. Welcome.
Good morning, all.
So, did you get your son's car fixed?
No, I haven't even started it.
Priorities, right?
He's still asleep.
Massachusetts, 50 in Maryland. Burr.
63 here in Middle Tennessee. Sun is
Mr.
shining.
MD up there. Cool. Well, I have started on Union Station, and I ordered supplies. Not all of them have arrived yet, but I have already painted and did my grout work and did my window glazings. I just haven't assembled. I got the front of it over there. See if one of these, yeah, this one will show it.
Yes, you definitely need to dirty that up some.
Oh yeah, that's the last stage. That is the last stage. I still have more columns to put in and all that. Still have to add the lighting and just working on it. I'm waiting for two packages that are supposed to arrive today. Some sheet styrene, 0.06 sheet styrene. And what else? Oh, some Smooth It and another background building. So, but they probably won't get here till after the stream's over. But I did get a couple packages this week. Oh, let me change back. All right, I got from Amazon. I got 10 of these notebook kind of page protectors. Now, some may ask, well, why do I need those?
I know why you need those.
Why do I need these, John?
You're going to put your list from your JMRI in there, and you can mark it off with a grease pencil each time you pick something up.
No.
Hey, it's
Or
still a
not.
good idea. It's a good
I didn't
idea.
say it wasn't a good idea, but that's not why I got them. All right. I'll show you why. All right. So I take one of these, and it's got this little slide thing here. All right. And this is what I wanted. And it's because of you, John.
Oh,
Now,
okay. My fault.
it's your fault.
Yeah.
Why would I want these?
Blame it on John.
Exactly. Well, no, I blame it on Heath. But I'm wearing my Hawaiian shirt instead of my Blame Heath shirt because today will probably be the last day for my Hawaiian Santa shirt till
Let's
next year.
see. Could you be sliding it on top of your plexiglass so you know where the top edge is?
I could, but that's not it either.
Okay. All good
What
ideas,
it's,
though.
what it's for is for these buildings, all right, that sit next to each other.
Ah,
Right.
okay.
I can slide both walls in to the sleeve. All right. And what happens then? No light bleed.
Yeah.
So now you know why, John.
You know
and you know
how
why.
that one guy is about your light bleed.
Yeah, that one guy.
Yeah.
Thought I heard a train acting screwy, but it wasn't. So that's what those are for. To join these buildings, these background buildings together. That way they're separable, not glued but together.
Okay. Now, how much of each of those did they cost you to be able to slide the buildings together?
I got 10 of them. They're about $1 a piece, and I can do 2 or 3 buildings, 2 or 3 joins for every one of these slides.
Okay.
So
That's kind of economical.
yeah. Hey JB, hi, hi. Hello Jeff Biddington and Elkhorn Valley Railroad. Happy Friday it is. It is, it is, it is.
As normal, we can never have enough Johns.
Yeah, just in case we got to take a big dump.
Yeah, you always know where to find us.
Yeah. Couldn't hold that one back. All right. I had this one thing fixed, I thought, and last week ran perfectly, and again today it's not.
No, you're serious.
Yeah. Yeah. And the only one, there's only one engine that has a problem with it, and it's that Bowser U-boat.
Yeah, it's probably that one the guy picked up for you at the Zitniks.
Yeah, probably so. It's probably his fault.
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
No, it runs great other than that one little spot there, and I can see the imperfection in the track, but nobody else has a problem except that one. And it's funny because normally if I'm going to have a track problem, it's going to be with a Proto 2000 because the powered trucks are just ever so slightly hang down more than anybody else's. All right. And tend to foul.
Yeah, but aren't usually the Proto 2000s heavier to be able to hold the track better?
True, true. But it doesn't matter if it doesn't have enough clearance.
Well, that's
Clarence.
yeah.
It's got to have the clearance, Clarence. And what am I hung up on? Oh, I had a boxcar come off.
That never happens to you, Steve.
Typically, derailment issues are at switches that aren't set properly.
Or it's one of
And
those C&EI cars that you have.
I got all those fixed.
And they
Got
are
a
the
little-
best. They are the best looking cars on your track, I gotta say.
Shit. Getting deep again. Hello, Lee.
Well, Steve and I were talking a little earlier, and once I get back working on my layout, I'll start showing you guys a little bit of my progress each week. At least when I can get on here, I'll show
And
it.
it'll be very little.
Very little, yeah. I did do one big thing while my daughter was here and helping me. I did able to find all my train cars. Got all the boxes in one area now, separated, and got the ones without boxes on shelves. So I'm working on it.
So tell them what your big accomplishment was this week.
I put two sections of Flex Track together and was going to solder them to start my curve at the back of my roundhouse, but I couldn't find my solder. It's someplace. Got the soldering iron all heated up and ready to go and was real anxious to get started, and yeah, then nothing. What are you gonna do? I'm still got stuff in boxes, that haven't been unpacked yet, or I don't know where to put them, or I just don't know.
You're funny, John. You are funny. Oh, I guess I could turn on the trolley. Well, hell.
There it goes.
What the heck is the problem here?
It was going. There it goes again.
All right. We'll stop the trains because it gets noisy.
Just so you had another derailment.
No derailments. All right. Well, I did get another package. And most people have heard of Eve Models USA.
Can't say that I've heard of them.
You haven't?
No.
You want a good place to buy cheap Chinese figures or lights, bulbs, street lights, all that kind of stuff. All right, it's a good place to shop. There's Eve Models and Eve Models USA, by the way. Eve Models USA is what they have in stock in the United States. And it doesn't take that long to get stuff from them in China, to tell you the truth. I get stuff from them in China almost as fast as I get it from them out of California. So, I could make this a Heath unboxing and take 2 hours.
Yeah,
you probably get the same thing just direct from China. I'll show you the stuff, and then you'll say, "Oh yeah, we got that stuff." Should be 4 different things in here. Any guesses what that is?
Something from the box.
Yeah. Or how about that? And then there's 2 of these. And 1 of these. This is what I really needed. Part of what I really needed. The other is in the stuff that's supposed to arrive today.
But do you really need it, or you just wanted it?
This I need. Well, if I want to do anything more on Union Station, I got to have this stuff. All right. And this was, a steal, so to speak. All this styrene. Okay. And I forget how much it was, but it wasn't that much. I'll tell you here in a second. Do.
Was that like a sample pack or something?
I don't know the sample pack, but it was it's a mixed pack. $16. Okay. For all that. And it's got square channel of varying sizes. It's got tubes of varying sizes. It's got some strips of varying sizes. Some really, really small for like handrails and stuff. So, but what I needed it for, need to hide the chandelier lighting in Union Station. And I needed some of the small, but not too small, tubes or channels to run the wires through. So that's
See you
what
later,
all this is
JB.
For. That's what all this is for. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then hey, JB and Joe, did you guys get anything Wednesday from Carol? It was like every time I posted for something, I got beat out. Well, these are crap. I don't know if this is the 100 or the 40. No, this is the 100. Okay, that's why they're crap. People, but the colors are crappy. I'll have to repaint most of these. But Union Station's going to need a lot of people. And they have the really cheapo Chinese ones that, like those, that you don't put in real noticeable spots. In other words, you don't put them up front. But then they have some decent ones. And these are the ones I'll have out front of Union Station on the steps and stuff, readily visible.
Steve, on those cheap ones, have you tried just doing a black wash on them to see if it?
Yeah, but you still need to do more painting.
Okay.
Because they're just bad. That's the only way I can describe it. Here, I'll open them up. I don't know if you can see them worth a thing or not.
Sort of, kind of.
But they're 1, 2 colors. The colors aren't where they're supposed to be, and it's like somebody just threw paint at them. So they have to be repainted. So, but you get 100 of them for like $10. So, and this one, there's 2 of these, but I need my sheet styrene before I can use these. And these are fences, aka railings. And what these will be for is the railings inside Union Station. Maybe. I'll have to cut some down, though.
Yeah, I was going to say they look a little tall.
They are. These are like 6 foot plus high fences, but I'll just cut them down and they'll work. I'll make them work. But anyway, I got 2 of these.
Did they give a scale on that, or was it just?
Yeah, it's HO. They say HO, but they don't give you measurements. So that's okay. They'll work. They're going to be inside Union Station. Okay. So they'll be fine. They will be fine. Yeah, by the time I cut them down, they'll work perfectly. Perfectly. Everybody wants me to add a Luke Towan escalator.
I think I said that.
Yeah, that too, Joe.
Ago.
Yeah, well, you're not the only one that's told me that. So.
See, we all have good ideas. You just don't want to follow through with them.
Well, no, that's not the case. I'd love to be able to follow through, but there's no room for the motor mechanism that Luke Towan uses to drive the escalators. So.
Well, I always said you could add outward from your into your pool deck area.
Then I wouldn't have sufficient clearance around the pool.
Oh well, put a bridge across the pool.
To where? There's a big wall.
Yeah. Okay.
My wife made me. Let's change the camera. She made me. Are any of my cameras set up? No, none of them are set up to see it. She made me get rid of all the ferns, so I had to pull all the ferns out.
Don't worry.
Hey, Brian. Welcome. Yeah, they'll come back big time.
Yeah.
Big time. So those are all my mail call. All right. That lasted all of 23 minutes.
Well, I'm still waiting on my pre-order for my 2 GP7s. I talked to Atlas I guess it was last month. Supposed to be first quarter of 23, so that'll only be a year
Which
and
could be
3 months.
Monday.
Yeah, it could be, but let's think about that. No, it couldn't be Monday.
I'm waiting for Rapido E8 that I've had on order for 2 years. I'll tell you what, it's the last time I did some rail car pre-orders. These Burlington bulkheaded flat cars back there were supposed to be in like a month and a half after I ordered them. It took a year and a half for those to come in. I got some Burlington trailers that took 8 months to come in. I'm not gonna pre-order stuff. Just not gonna do it. And I've got almost everything I need anyway. I don't see the need. Hey, Dave. Welcome.
Yeah, anything new I would have to special order just because CNEI isn't produced that much anymore.
Right. Anthony, if you're still here, have a nice lunch with Joyce. Yeah, that's the drawback of a small railroad. I can find almost anything I need on CB&Q, even though it's a fallen flag, just because it was a major fallen flag, and people still model it.
Yeah, I don't know too many people that model the CNEI.
There must be more than you think, because I see it. I see the stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I tried to buy you a Christmas present, but I didn't win it, apparently. Or Carol couldn't find it, and it'll show up in another box 3 or 4 months from now.
Yeah. Well, going through my cars that I had packed away, you will be getting some more CNEI cars for your layout.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I should have modeled, instead of Van Buren Street, I should have modeled Dearborn Street Station.
Yeah. You can always add that in the addition out on the porch.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Like that's going to happen. The only way any of that happens is you're going to add more than what you already planned. Hi. Hey, Kyle Stevens. Oh, it was fun to cut in those switches like you did. Hi. Watch that one this morning.
I have not tried to do that yet, but I'm sure I'll have to.
Oh yeah, it's not that hard. With now, back in the old days, before I had a Dremel tool, would have been a pain in the ass. But Dremel tool, you mark it, you cut it, no problem.
I know one thing I need to get with microengineering. My track that I had ordered through Zitnix, half of it never came in. Of course, that's when microengineering was stepping back some before their sale.
Yep.
I hear they are catching up, and need to call them and order these ones that I need for my ladder track system.
You know, the biggest thing microengineering can do is put an online store out there.
And they're supposed to be working on that.
Yeah, I saw that. They had Ken Patterson had, about a month or so ago, had him, the family that bought him, on his show, and they were talking about all the different things.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. I saw that same one myself.
So what? Hopefully, Kyle, they were Burlington CB and Qs.
It's just like the 2GP7s I have coming. I didn't notice when they showed the picture, they're the Buzzsaw emblem.
Uh-oh.
So I'll
That's a
have
no-go for you.
I have to change that. I got the decals.
I was going to say, just take it off. It's not that hard.
No.
Oh, Carol had some more undecorated Atlas 2-bay hoppers. And I got real close to buying them and putting them, you saw what I did, the decaling and stuff I did on the 2 I bought.
Yeah. Was that after you coated them with dull coat or before? That's a joke, Steve.
I'm trying to remember if I dull coated them first. I think I did. I normally do.
Well, not normally, but in the past you've not dull coated them, and they sort of disintegrate.
Oh, the decal! I thought you were talking about the cars.
No, the decals.
Yeah. I learned that lesson. That was one of those don't do as I did lessons. FP45s. Okay. That'd work. Too new for my layout, but
way too new for mine.
Yeah. It's kind of cool where the electromotive plant is in McCook, which used to be part of LaGrange. The Burlington runs on one side of it, and the Santa Fe runs on the other side. Well, used to. Now it's Burlington. Now Burlington's on both sides of it. What I did, on when you make your own decals, you can buy decal paper. And then you just, what I do is I scan a sheet of decals like I buy from Micro Scale. And then I'll scan those, and I'll go into the file and clean them up because they're on blue paper. So if you don't get rid of the blue, change it to white, all your decals will come with blue background, that light blue background. So you got to change all those, get it all worked out, and then you go to print them. Okay, you get them sized the way you want and everything, and they print. They look great. And then when you put them into the water, they just kind of go because right on the front it says instructions included. And let's face it, we're guys. All right, how many of us guys read instructions?
Not me.
In this case, I should have read the instructions, because on the instructions it says number 2, seal the design with clear coat. All right, I had number 1 down pat. All right, and then I jumped right to number 3. All right, then to 4, and it all went south at number 4. So you got to make sure you clear coat them after you print them.
Yeah, there's an example of that in Monty Python and the Holy Grail about the holy hand grenade. You should have remembered that.
No, I don't remember.
about armaments, chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. Thou
I don't know.
shalt pull thy pin from thy holy hand grenade.
Oh, don't forget to throw it.
Yeah. Do not proceed to 3 before we have read 2. You know.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, what instructions come with new products? Instructions? I don't need no stinking instructions.
I don't read them until, it doesn't work, and then I read them. Us engineers were always supposed to be smarter than the average human.
They say that attorneys and engineers are supposed to be in the top 2% of the entire planet's and when it comes to intellect.
Well, I can tell you as you get older, your intellect goes down. I guess that's why I just decided to retire.
There you go. It wasn't the intellect that got me. It was my tolerance level.
Well, that too.
Went down. Became extremely intolerant of some people.
Or the stupidity they were bringing with them because they thought they knew better, and it's only things we had done 20 years before and found out it didn't work.
Well, nowadays, they're talking about the instructions still. Nowadays, you don't get the instructions. You got to go online to look for them.
Mm-hmm.
Mystic! Welcome, buddy. So some of my major faux pas are not putting the protectors up and having an E8 go flying off the layout. That's a cool video in case people haven't seen it. Decals is a good one. Most recently, the rheostat, using a lighting rheostat instead of a motor control one.
Let's see. I remember one, Steve.
What's that?
You ran the engine into the turntable without the turntable being aligned to the track that you were running in on.
That's an operator error thing. I'm not. That happens every day. I'm not talking about those kind of errors.
Okay, I guess we shouldn't go over your everyday operator errors because that could be a 24-hour-a-day program.
Yeah, not aligning the turntable or switch, etc. That just happens. It's the other stuff that has bad effects.
Well, I know I've said this before, Steve, but my time running over on your layout, even though it wasn't halfway done then, was very enjoyable.
We had fun. We had
yes,
fun with
it.
It's a fun layout to operate because there's a lot of switching, a lot of different things going on.
Oh yeah.
And so, examples of whether it be the Team Track or Spurs or whatever the case may be. So
I will agree with that. Yeah. I was just starting to know which switches I wanted to throw.
I still don't know. Which is obvious, right?
Yeah. I've seen that before.
Well, actually, Jason might be on today. I don't know when he goes to starts working his 410s.
I don't know, but it sounds like you're ready for your nap already.
I was up early this morning. We had some cars broken into on our street last night. And so I was going through videotape for the sheriff's deputy. Not videotape, my security camera files.
I'm sure.
All right, John. You have a great weekend, John.
Yeah, take care, John. But I'm sure it was something like we had in our neighborhood. It was young kids just seeing what doors were unlocked and going through them.
Yeah, what they're looking for is guns. And we had the same problem in a little town I lived in Georgia. All right, where kids, the adults, villains, criminals would send the kids out to go ransack cars at night, and just looking for guns in the glove compartment or console, etc. So, for me, I grew up I grew up with guns, all right, in the house, but my dad was a stickler on gun safety, and for me, it is unfathomable to believe somebody would leave a gun in a car. I don't get it, and it's just stupid. So,
yeah, there's a lot of people up here in Tennessee that have them right in their back windows of their pickup trucks.
Yeah, but do they leave them there?
I don't know.
I mean, that was common. I had a gun rack in my truck when I lived in Texas, but I didn't leave the damn thing in the truck.
Of course, here in Tennessee, we're open carry now, so you could just carry it around with you any you wanted.
Yeah. Well, until you walk into a place you're not allowed to have it.
Well, yes, that's true.
So.
But they got to have their signs on the door.
Some of them don't have to. Not here in Florida. Do you know it's illegal to walk into a hospital with a gun?
Yes, it is in Tennessee also.
Bus stops. Now, here's the deal on a bus stop. What about school bus stops? How would you know it's a bus stop? They're not marked.
Yeah.
Lynn, it would not surprise me. That's the other thing, Mystic, that people don't lock their vehicles. I mean, to me, I park my cars in the garage. Okay, I don't have a problem. But you have all these people using their garages as storage places, and then they leave their cars out in the driveway. And they used to leave them in the street until the HOA got on them. That mean old HOA guy.
Yeah, really.
Yours truly.
How about just the people that have their train set up in their double car garage so they had more space for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's their house. They can use their garage for whatever they want to use it for. But then don't be whining. They get on Facebook and Nextdoor and all these places whining about how their vehicle got ransacked the night before. Well, okay. A, why wasn't it in the garage? B, why wasn't it locked in your driveway? All right.
Or C, I don't lock my car and I leave the key in it all the time.
Yeah. They don't want the car. They just want.
But I'm also out in the middle of the country. It'd be.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised what can happen out in the middle of the country, John.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd want to do our area because everyone around me owns a gun or more.
And that's what they're banking on because they want to steal it.
Yeah. I'll just take it out of their cold, dead hands.
Well, Mystic, I'm 6'1.5". I don't have a Napoleon complex.
I'm only 5'8", and I don't either. But
The declaration or the covenants and restrictions says no overnight street parking, period. HOA is obligated, mind you, to enforce it.
And that's why I don't have an HOA.
Contract if they don't. So our streets are not designed. You got me started now, Mystic. Our streets are not designed for street parking. With 2 cars parked on the street, you can't get a fire truck between them.
Well, maybe the HOA should widen all the roads.
I had a deputy. All right, a deputy say, well, HOA needs to allow people to park on the street. And I looked at him. I said, why? So the fire department can't get through? That shut him up.
Or allow parking on one side of the street and not the other.
No.
How do people have parties? Or as the HOA says, no parties in the neighborhood?
People can have parties. There's no, well, provided it's not too noisy. That's not a problem.
Where they park?
Okay? There's no overnight street parking or no daytime in excess of 4 hours. Okay.
So 3 hour and 59-minute priority.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
You know? I mean, it's not that hard, folks.
Yeah, then, I don't have any rules out here, Steve.
But the people are still so stupid. They'll park on the 4 hour deal. They'll still park across the street from each other, and you can't get through. That's how dumb. That's how dumb people are.
That's just stupid. That's why you have parking on one side of the street and not the other.
Well, that would. No, we don't have that. We don't have that kind of authority. All right. Yeah, park in my yard and see what happens. Just do that, Bernard. Just see what happens.
It'd be hard to park in Steve's front yard.
It would. Although I had a neighbor park a tractor trailer rig, semi, across the sidewalk in his yard. And the sheriff's deputy says, well, there's nothing we can do about it. I said, bullshit. Issue him a goddamn ticket. Well, we can't do that. I said, let me ask you this, deputy. Are you refusing to enforce the state law of Florida? Well, I don't, you can Google everything you want. This isn't Googling. All right, get your supervisor. All right. Supervisor told him to issue the guy a ticket. So.
Yeah, you're not supposed to block a sidewalk, even if it's the driveway.
No, you can't. Yeah. It's against not only state laws, against federal statutes for Americans with Disability Act. One guy did one day. No, you cannot park on the grass. Let the rants begin. You goddamn, and folks, if you may not agree with what some of the things are, and that's fine. Okay, but when you move into a neighborhood, you get a copy of the covenants and restrictions, you read them, you agree to them, okay? And that's why I moved here, because there were covenants and restrictions that precluded people from doing stupid things, okay? And stupid and or unallowed. Not everything's stupid, it's just choice. And they agreed not to do it, and then they complain when they do it. Okay. So I've lived places, Alan, where I parked on my lawn too. Okay. That's fine. It wasn't against the rules. It's against the rules here. Neighborhood without stupidity. Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Well,
absolutely, Bernard. How many people actually read the covenants and restrictions?
Yes. It's just like, in St. Petersburg, where we had the city ordinances that were different than other cities around or the county. And I can't say that anybody ever read those ordinances because some of them were just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, like you cannot, like Tulsa, you cannot walk an elephant down the street after 8 o'clock or something like that. Some ungodly,
In
some
the
ungodly
morning or
stupid
evening?
thing. I have no idea. It had to do.
Oh,
It went back into the late 1800s when Oklahoma just became a state.
and
18,
they
when
were.
was it? And the circus had come to town. All right,
Oh, okay.
and they invoked an ordinance,
I
and
was
the
going to say
ordinance, of course, stayed on the books forever.
I was going to say I can never remember elephants roaming free in the United States. That would have been mastodons, and that would have been long before our time.
Yeah, yeah. So.
Yes, Kyle, everything comes full circle.
Hey, Roy. Anyway, back to reading instructions. Yep, yep. Yeah, then they wonder why they complain when they got a $1,000 fine plus attorney's fees.
But now, Steve, he knows his HOA rules, but he can't read the directions for doing his decals.
That's right.
Yeah.
And your point?
Just bringing it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a problem. Unless it's your emotional support animal.
I think they do have rules on that now. They've defined clearer the emotional support animal.
Yeah, like airlines finally clamped down and said, no, you're not bringing that bird on here.
Or no, you're not bringing that Burmese python on here. Because we know
Exactly.
what snakes on a plane does.
Yeah.
That was a funny movie.
Wesley Snipes, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't a comedy, though.
No, but it was still funny. Because I hate snakes.
Yeah. I hate snakes, too. Luckily, nobody's ever reminded me of that movie when I've been on a plane.
You haven't flown with me.
It's kind of like in 1975, okay, the Sears Tower opened in Chicago, and it was also the premiere of the Towering Inferno. Well, I took my girlfriend. We cut class one day and decided to go downtown Chicago, go shopping, and have lunch, just kind of do the town. And we went and up in the Sears Tower. And as we're going up the elevator, and at the time they were the world's fastest elevator, you went up 100. Let's see, the building was 110 stories, and I think the observation was on 107th floor. Anyway, as you go up, the elevator's banging around, so to speak, as it's moving up that fast. And we had the night before had watched the movie The Towering Inferno, so I leaned over to her and I just said, "Towering Inferno." She turned and whack. Quit it.
And Mystic, no, mine hasn't been shown online. If I'm the John you're talking about.
It's because, well, he moved in February or March up to Tennessee,
March.
And he's got 2 sections of track laid out to install. He did that last week. They want to see what you got, John.
Show them. It's not much at all.
We'll go ahead and show them. Explain what you're doing.
Okay. That's my center peninsula. That's pretty much, I had started that and my old house. I've had to expand it on each side because my 210-2s wouldn't go around that back corner. So once it comes down to this end, it goes into a T, which will go out around the wall, some kind of bridge section going across because I can't close up those 3 doors. And then it'll come back around this side and back into the T around that open corner there. So that's what I've got so far. Now that the hole for my turntable, Steve helped me cut that. So if it's wrong, it's his fault. So it would just do it that way. But I'm gonna have a 21 stall roundhouse. That's going to be my key feature. Which they had a roundhouse at St. Bernice, Indiana, where my
Everybody knows where St. Bernice, Indiana is.
yeah, that's north of Terre Haute. Everybody knows where Terre Haute is. As Steve Martin said, it's the most nowhere place in America. But
No, Danville, Illinois.
yeah, my room here is 16 by 14, which is bigger than my garage I had this set up in, so I have to make adjustments. I've still got some boards out in the shed that need to be moved in here, but I'm not going to mount anything to the wall because eventually I'll be getting a 14 by 40 foot shed outside, which I'll move everything out to it. And then I'll have a nice 40 foot long.
So where's the helix going?
The helix would then go in the peninsula that comes out in the center. And yes, there will be a helix.
Hey, Artie.
I plan on working on it the rest of my life. Could be a year, 6 months, tomorrow. But yeah, I'll keep building as much as my retirement funds allow me to.
So John has a whole wall full of locomotives and rolling stock.
Well, yeah, I showed that earlier. Let me go back down here, and that's most of my collection there. If you see all the yellow and blue boxes, the Athearn boxes at the one end, those are all 282 engines. And then the next stacks over are all GP7s and RS1s. That's about the newest I have is a GP7. Well, I do have one Burlington SD40-2 that my daughter got me. I like the color. You got to admit that the BNSF colors are just fantastic. So I got one of those that will run around my layout occasionally. The majority of my engines, except for a few, do have DCC in them. I run Digitrax, which I just found the Digitrax controller and power supply when my daughter's helping me clean out cabinets. So that was one thing that's holding me back. I couldn't find it. Couldn't remember what box I put it in. But I'd already unpacked it, just I'd forgot. With everything that's been going on with me lately, just forgot where I put it.
All right.
Mystic, no problem. Steve and I were talking. Once I get building again, I'll give like updates, and show what I've progressed in. It's been a little difficult with my wife's illness and just trying to take care of everything. So I need to just settle down and get going on it.
Absolutely.
And the CNEI had about 35 282s. I'm up to about 28 now.
And okay, they terminated in Chicago. How far south did they go?
the CNI itself went to Evansville, but then it would hand off to the L&N. And
Okay.
actually, they had a passenger train that went all the way down to Florida, Tampa, Miami. Um, so I may do one of those.
Okay. Cool.
Maybe after I do my Helix in the big train shed, I'll put in a Miami position to go to.
Well, that's like, you can put in positions wherever you want. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean you have to model them. Right? Just
Yeah.
be storage track somewhere in a cabinet.
Yeah. Well, and then I've seen some guys do some real nice palm trees too. So I watch those videos. So maybe sometime I'll have palm trees in my layout. But
Yeah.
right now I'm gonna be looking at the section between Terre Haute and Danville,
Okay.
Illinois.
So where did it cross the river?
Just north of Terre Haute.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's
And
the Wabash there, right?
Yes, it is. And I can't remember the name of the bridge. It had a special name, and it did collapse once or twice. I think once was from a heavy snow or ice flow, but it was only a single track bridge. I've got a picture of it. I'm going to try to replicate it. It both had steel girders and section with the upper structure cage. So it was I think it was around 400 feet long, because it went over some of the floodplain
Right.
along the river. So
Right.
they kept it up above that.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just north of Terre Haute.
Okay. Cool.
And what's interesting is at one time I've got a picture of the train station that was there. Well, it was torn down 6 months before I was born, so of course I never saw it. But it was a big L-shaped, multiple-story train station, because it was the CNEI, the Wabash, the B&O, and Missouri Pacific, I believe, that all went through that. And back in the early 1920s, it had 2 humongous train sheds, multiple tracks going through it. And the crossing, 4 tracks going over 4 tracks. I mean,
Yeah.
those that were coming in from the east-west and then the north-south. It was a huge, huge building. The center area had a large steeple in it, which burned in like the 1940s, and they never replaced it. But and besides the main station, on each wing of it, it also had baggage buildings. So it was a very big intersection for train traffic.
Yeah, I imagine, because anything that wasn't going to Chicago that was going on to St. Louis would have probably come through there.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, out of Indianapolis.
Yes.
So,
when the CNEI broke up, some went to Missouri Pacific, some went to the L&N, which then changed to CXX. So,
Monon was in that equation somewhere too.
I believe maybe in the northern area of the railroad, up in between Danville and Chicago. But didn't the Monon go mostly east-west?
I have no idea.
I know that it was in northern Indiana.
Hey, Double D.
What?
Derail Daryl just joined.
Yeah, I've seen a model made of the CNEI train station in Terre Haute, and it was just huge.
I always liked the Joliet train station, because it was the crossing for the Rock Island and for the Santa Fe, and it's in the northwest corner of that intersection.
Hmm.
So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, the CNEI station was in the southeast corner of the intersection of tracks there.
Well, that makes sense. If it was on the north side, all right, it would have been away from the river, but yet on the city side.
Yeah, it was actually it was inland, ways away from the river. I was amazed that when I found the address, I knew where it had been, but of course I was just 9 years old when we moved from there, so I wasn't real familiar with it. But I looked at Google Maps, and sure enough, I could tell where it had actually been and where the tracks had went. So
Hmm.
it was very interesting looking at some of those old aerials. Google Earth, you can pan back. I don't know, into the 70s on some areas, and then you could really tell exactly where the tracks had been because there hadn't
Yeah.
been a lot of development.
I was surprised because there was a turntable in my hometown that I never knew about. Okay, and I saw it on one of the discussion pages, and people were talking about it. I said, "Where?" They said, "Well, you know where the antenna was," and blah blah blah. And I said, "Yeah, right there." I'm going, I said, "Huh, okay." So
Yeah, and I was
quit it, Bernard.
so it's yeah, it's interesting to go back and try to find pictures and aerials of areas that you're modeling to try to do it a little more precise. I know I won't ever have the space to do that whole section from Danville to Terre Haute, and it's only about 60 miles. But
I like that song, Mystic. No, I've never considered changing away from it. It's my theme song.
and I'll tell you guys, it took me a long time to figure out why he wanted to show that derailment. It just, I don't know if I'm slow or what. I don't think so, but tip of the day, and it's a passenger car tipping over. I can't remember how many months it was before I figured that out.
I'll never forget you showed up one Sunday morning to run ops, and you go, "Hey, I finally figured out why you have that series with the car tipping over." I said, "You finally figured it out?" I thought it was pretty obvious.
I didn't think somebody would actually show his mistakes like that.
Well, that was when the layout was brand new. It wasn't even operable, I don't think.
Well, I could tell by that passenger car tipping over.
Yeah. But I mean, it was before I could go do a loop.
It's just like the gentleman that does Station Road in Australia. I sent him
New
a
Zealand.
comment. New Zealand. I'm sorry, New Zealand. I said, you ought to redo your opening because you've completely changed that area, and it's not even on your railroad like that anymore. He says, yeah, I guess I should, but oh well, everybody knows it. So yeah. But
Yeah, if you look at that car tipping over in my intros, and then look at the same scene now, it's totally different. So
the car still tips over there, though, right?
no,
Uh,
no, I got that fixed. That's one thing. If I got a problem place, I fix it. If it's actually a track problem,
not just operator error, right?
not just operator error, which is mostly the case.
Yeah. But it's also amazing to me what he does with his construction of his buildings, all out of card stock. Well, just like what they do in England and Australia. I guess it's because they can't get plastic kits like we do, or they just want to make sure their layout is different than everybody else's. But his work is just phenomenal. I know the most recent one I watched, he was showing how he was using his laser cutter to cut out one of the for some walls that he was making, and just the steps they go through to get them done. It's excellent work.
Yeah, see, Artie's trains end up in his turntable too. Mystic, can you hear? I don't know if Mystic can hear or not. There's one.
I don't know. I had roped my wife
Hey, Ray.
into watching train videos with me too, and she could tell by the opening who it was then. So she was you know she watched him because, well, she had to watch him because that's what I was watching. But
Can you hear any music, John?
yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm playing that just for Mystic.
Yeah.
He apparently can't hear it.
I hear it in my sleep when I sleep at night. So.
John says I'm stubborn.
Yeah, he is. Well, changing your intro now. I'm one to talk because I don't have a YouTube channel, so um, I would think you'd want to do it just to update what you've done on your layout. But maybe it's
I update what I've done on my. Update my intro.
Yeah, your
He
intro.
He wants me to change the music.
You can have the same music.
I plan to.
Okay, but just have a different scene of something tipping over. You have it all the time.
No, I don't. Contrary to what you may think. No, I don't.
Well, it seemed like you did when I was there. Maybe it was my fault. You blame it on Heath.
Derail, yes.
John.
Derail, that happens, but they don't tip over.
Well, I don't know. I saw you string line a few trains there.
Hey, I've only streamlined once that I can recall, and that was when it was an answer to a challenge of how many cars you could pull.
I think it's more you just don't want to remember them.
The reason it streamlined was because it was on that going up the hill on that curve over there. It's going to get to the point where you guys got to pay me royalties for that music. I don't change my intro. People got to know it's me. I change my picture.
Well, yeah, for your live streams and your update videos, yeah. But you don't change the intro.
Don't want to change the intro.
Okay, don't change your intro then. Probably.
Tip of the day. Pop.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably Artie's getting a lot of people come to his website just because of your intro and the same music.
Yeah, they hear the music on Artie's and go thinking it's me. Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely no sense, but I'm sticking to it. That's ZZ Top. me under pressure.
Yeah. Well, it's just a good thing we can all have fun with each other on this.
My music. Oh. No. Oh.
Hey, Artie, whatever works for you, man. All about fun, yes. That's what was good about going to Steve's, because we always had fun. It was just a camaraderie that worked out perfect, and it was the 4 to 6 hours seemed like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but our wives knew where we were at.
Yes, they did.
Oh, Bernard, I'll buy the shed ready made, and then I'll finish the inside, do the wiring all myself, insulate it, put in air conditioning / heater, so I can keep it climate controlled.
Do it for over 15 seconds or I'll get a violation.
And like minds do make the best of friends, especially when you're both crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, just as we were getting into the swing and the railroads was getting to the point where it was getting to be really fun to operate, what happens? John moves to Tennessee.
I just couldn't take more fun.
I was more than he could handle.
No, it was actually my job. I couldn't handle that anymore. Not trying to be sexist, but the women were taking over and messing everything up. And they still have been unable to replace me.
Absolutely, Ray. His roundhouse is how many did you say? 15?
21.
21 stalls?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I need to buy a few more so I can get all my 282s in there.
So that's a little over half of a total roundhouse.
Yes, there's
nine. There's 9 per quarter.
Yeah, so
that's on a 10-degree angle.
Yeah, that's got the 10-degree. It's the same roundhouse as yours, just more of it.
Yeah. I couldn't do any more stalls. I could, but they wouldn't have been usable.
Yeah, that's why I had to expand the sides out some to get that in there.
Right.
And the way I started out, it was an existing roundhouse that I bought for $40, and it had 9 stalls. So, luckily, I guess it fell apart in the move here to Tennessee, so it was all
easy
apart.
To get back.
Yeah. And the parts that were still stuck together, I was able to get apart pretty well. I had some broken pieces, but I'll be able to hide that. Put it in the middle someplace where you can't see it too well. And each stall...
Oh, you don't head east very often, do you? gonna say, you make it down to Florida, you better look me up.
And I'll try to light every stall with. I've got some of the. Well, I just found it. Where'd it go? I know I got them here someplace. Oh, I'm going to use this. This is the Christmas tree lighting with the little tiny LEDs in it.
Oh, yeah.
Cut it in sections and then run that along the framework and run the wires
Is that 12
down.
or 3 or 5 volt?
This is, I think it's 9 volt.
9? Huh.
Yeah, I'll have to look at it again. It's been a while since I read it, but see, here it is. It is. Let's see, it's 120 volt. But I've tested it on my
No, I guarantee it's not 120.
Well, it's just what the tag says. It's a plug-in, and
there's no transformer.
Let me read. Try to read the.
Is it a wall wart? Show me the wall wart. Show me the plug. That's a wall wart. That's a transformer.
Yeah, I got to read it. It's too small.
I'm
it's 3 volt.
There you go. I'm in the Tampa Bay area, Roy. Riverview. Be like on the southeast portion of the bay.
Probably people would know Apollo Beach better than Riverview.
Yeah, Apollo Beach is but Apollo Beach is between us and the bay, actually.
But I think with this strand, I'll be able to get either 3 or 4 lights in the each stall divider, and they should be bright enough. I plan on using a.
What are you gonna do? Run them up and down?
Yeah, right down the framework.
Yeah.
And then in the back, I'll turn them down and have some kind of tube that I can run the wires through underneath the board.
Why? No, just if you're putting them up on the roof.
Yeah.
Just run them across the back, up the front, across the front, down the ribbing, and just zigzag them around. Leave it all as one strand.
Well, at some time I plan on making them be able to be turned on and off per stall, so I would have to separate them.
Okay.
Yeah, planning more work for myself to do.
Yeah.
But I've tested them out. They work pretty good.
Well, if you're running them down the ribbing, you're going to be turning off 2 stalls.
Well, yeah, the light in between them, yes.
So.
Yeah. But I know you have your strips or your brass wire that you run across that you've soldered all yours to, right?
On that one, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I just took copper wire on that.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember, but yeah, basically the same thing. I ran 2 wire bus lines.
Mm-hmm. So
because
that's
there was
my plan.
There was no good place to put the masonite. Speaking of which, Roy, you had made mention of using styrene for the different floors. Okay, in your comment, and the reason I don't do that is because, and the reason I use masonite for my floors is because I come in and add, and I can't find it, copper tape. Here it is. Oh, that ain't it. I don't know where it's at. I add copper tape for bus wires. Okay, and if that was stuck on to styrene, it would melt. So that's why I use strips of masonite for my floors in my buildings. But as I mentioned in the comment, I don't decorate. There are a couple buildings that I have figures in. All right. And you can't tell. One of them is this little switch tower. There's a couple guys inside the switch tower, but you can't even see them unless you actually get up there and look real close. Same thing. The other switch tower over there is that way. What else do I have? People. What other buildings do I have people in?
Well, I hope you're going to have it in your station.
Yes.
Yes.
I will. In Union Station, we'll have people because let's switch around, play the switcheroo. Go to this one. Because there's so much glass on the front and they're across the roof. There's skylights across the roof. So you can look down inside. So that will have people inside. Plus the platforms, of course, will have people. And in the mezzanine, there will be some people so that when I use the cab ride video, you can see the people up there. All right, and be all kinds of people around, vehicles and all that kind of stuff. So, Artie leaving?
Sleep good.
All right, Artie. I still got to watch your Friday Fun Day yet. Yeah, it's not gonna burn for the limited time of the solder. So I meant to put that on Hollow Beach is at Estes Rockets. I don't have any clue, Bernard, where Estes Rockets are. Are they even in business still? I remember them as a kid. You'd think they would be.
Yeah, I just heard something about them on another YouTube video I was watching. I can't remember if they said if they were
Photographer. I saw a YouTube video on the old cameras that you could get for the Estes Rockets. They were filmed. All right. One had a little one-shot disc on it. The other one had a 110 cartridge, but it would still only take, I think, one picture per flight. You could just send that cartridge up on multiple flights.
Mm-hmm.
So, and nowadays, you'd think
maybe we were watching the same one because I remember that part.
Apollo Beach is not a good place. It's not a good beach because it's on the bay. You want good? We got the best beaches in the United States, and Apollo Beach is not one.
No.
Matter of fact, if you go over there to the nature center, they tell you don't swim because it's right outside the power plant. But you get over there and you see all kinds of dolphins and manatees and all kinds of stuff. So.
The best beaches are in Pinellas County that are along the coast.
I prefer going down to Pinellas County beaches are over commercialized. I like going down to Coquina down on Anna Maria on the south tip of Anna Maria.
I disagree with you. The Fort DeSoto Beach is the largest beach in the area. And it's the least built up because it's all
true.
County property. Which
but when
I used to work on it. You know.
But when we go there, we take the dog. So we're over at where the Edgemont Ferry is at the dog park.
Yeah.
So which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's close. It's what, a mile from that beach over to the Fort DeSoto beach, and other than walking over there one day, we've never gone swimming or anything over there. But I still like Coquina.
Oh,
but you're right. You're right that Fort DeSoto Beach is not commercialized.
No.
So.
And it is actually a fort there that's left over from the Spanish-American War. was constructed in
Edgemont,
1897.
Edgemont Key,
Egmont Key.
Egmont, whatever.
Egmont, that was a Civil War fort that was manned by the Union forces. And they also used that as a prison.
It was neat because a lot of the forts were manned even during World War II to keep German U-boats out of the harbors.
Yeah.
You know, you go over to Charleston, of course, you had Fort Sumter, but there was another, can't remember the name of it, on the mainland that had or two equipment in it for guarding against German U-boats.
I don't know if DeSoto was manned during World War II or not. I'd have to look up the history on that, but
I don't know.
It never fired a shot in anger. I know that. They had, I think it was 8 large mortars that, of course, fired indirect. And then they had some batteries that were actually down on the beach side, which the only one that's left, or remnants of it, is Battery Bigelow, which I believe had 5-inch guns in them. But the hurricanes and the nature has taken most of it.
Of course, reclaimed it.
Reclaimed it, yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was always something Cheryl and I wanted to do, is take the boat over to Egmont, and but we've always had Penny with us, and they don't allow the dogs to go.
Yeah, it was neat over there. There's still some fortifications left on Egmont. It's probably been 45 years since I've been over there, but they were there back then. But we digress from trains. We're talking
I know.
Fortifications.
So Wagner what? Ray? I don't know what that is. Yeah, we used to launch critters up in the air with Estes rockets as a kid too. I think I had 2 Estes rockets. The first one went up and never found it. When the wind was blowing and it took off, and when the parachute deployed, it kept.
I gotta say, I had a few that did that too.
So then I thought, okay, next one I'm gonna have streamers instead of a parachute. Well, that was a poor decision too, because I found it. It was in a million pieces, but I found it, by God. Fort Wagner. Oh, okay. Near Fort Sumter. Okay. Was that the one? There was one on each side, Ray. I think Fort Wagner was on the south side. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right, because that's, in Glory, that's where the, let's see. No, the one in Glory was on the north side. It wasn't developed as much as Fort Wagner was on the south side, I believe, and that's where the Confederates started the War of Northern Aggression on.
See where it's at, guys. Yeah, Fort Wagner's on the south side. That's not the one I was thinking of, Ray. Ray. south end bay.
Yes. Well, Steve, I think I'm going to have to leave you. I got some things I need to do here at the house, and
All right.
daylight is burning.
Cool.
So,
On for a little
uh,
bit.
thank you for having me on again, and hope to see y'all again next week, or
Hey,
see your
John,
type
thanks for
of you
coming
next week.
by.
Okay, very good.
Uh,
Have a
let's
good
see.
day, all. Bye.
Fort Moultrie is the one I was talking about. It's on the north side of the harbor entrance. Fort Wagner is on the south side. Fort Wagner was on, it's on a little island, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, yeah, it was not like the island Fort Sumter was on. Getting there. Well, there's really no other better way of painting it. I still have to do some weathering. I still have to assemble it. But yeah, I told you, Ray, you were my inspiration, man. I've had this kit sitting there for almost 3 years waiting to be assembled. And, switch back. Where am I? There it is. No, I haven't weathered it. I won't weather it until it's assembled. Now, I did not use the Walthers glazings, Ray. I used acetate instead, since it's to have the interior. That's going to cost you, Bernard. So, was all your stuff HO then, Bernard? What I'm doing on my base, Ray, is because hang on. Let's swing some cameras. All right. what I'm going to end up doing on my base is cutting away, once I get everything done, I'm going to cut away these sections. These center sections, of course, that comes off. But I'm waiting for some sheet styrene to insert in here. All right, and then cut it away for the Great Hall area. That'll help lock the base in place on this base. The other thing that helps hold it in place is the electrical connection, the plug down here. Oh, okay, okay. Foam core base. Gotcha. Well, thank you, Ray. Got 4 chandeliers ready to go in it. And switch back. I got 4 of these chandeliers. Had to do a conversion. They were incandescent bulbs, so I had to change them over to LEDs. And so I'll get these to light up interior. The on the Great Hall itself, you can't see it. I'm gonna have to, once I get it assembled, I'll do a tour of the station itself. On the back side, down low, if you see this black area down here, okay, actually there's a piece of plexiglass, and I've gone ahead and printed on acetate the glass doors, frames, and the "To All Trains" sign on there, and there's a light right behind it. Okay, so let's turn the lights off and see if it shows up. I don't know if it will or not. All right, so we gotta wait for the 30 seconds for the lights to come on. See if it's gonna light it up or not. Might not be able to see it during the daytime. Yeah, he did. Can you see there? The light down there? It's backlit, so it actually, you can actually see through the front down there where it says "To All Trains" and the doors leading out. So. And I'm debating, keep in mind, the track, you won't see the track because it's going to be embedded in the street. And the smooth that's due to arrive today for that. Oh, actually, here's the first. This is what that area, this is the first one I printed. It didn't turn out very. I'm thinking about adding a dummy track across the front here as well. here nor there. Wow, we're already approaching the 2-hour mark. Witching hour. Tuesday's tip of the day will be a real short one on actually weathering track and a side benefit. All right, Ray. Have a good lunch. Wrapping this up shortly anyway. No, not to park, Bernard. Just for show or anything else. Nothing. I do have some other trolleys, and eventually they'll all be painted in the Chicago CTA colors. So I could put a dummy on the track as an example. All right. Just to be part of a scene. You know, there's going to be the elevated tracks. You can't see it from this angle. Elevated, the Chicago L will be right back here, and it'll have a dummy on it. They'll be electrified, 12-volt constant, just so the light of the dummy streetcar will be lit. If that makes sense. All right, Lee. If you're doing it on Sunday, let me know. Believer. I like Golden in their hills. You know, there's all kinds of different streetcars I could use. The only ones that'll run are 2-axle ones, so maybe I put a dummy 4-axle on there. I'm not sure I'm going to do it or not. You know, I want the front to kind of be lined with taxis and people getting in and out of cars and that kind of thing as they pull over to drive by. Then the insertions of the buildings here and on the other side, I want to do some foliage, some, you know, planter bed type things, and try Lee's technique on using the scouring, not the scouring pads, but cleaning pads, term, cut and then flocked. But I like that song. Put on there music just for Mystic. And have it be the same old song. I know, I'm terrible. All right, Lee, you take care. All right, guys, we're going to cut her off. So, I want to thank you all for joining me. Well, wait. Only if I'm lucky, John. Only if I'm lucky. Edward Cady, Happy Valley Hobbies does one at 2:30 Eastern time. So that's a little over an hour now, Bernard. But you can go shovel snow for an hour. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining me here at the Retirement Railroad. Everybody have a safe and happy weekend and New Year. Be safe though. No drinking and driving. See y'all.